Today, we look at a massive undertaking. China has started a new project. It is a $50 billion canal. The goal is clear and very bold. China wants to change global shipping. This new canal aims to rival Panama's. It signals a new ambition on the world stage, a direct challenge to an old order. The implications are truly far-reaching. China is already a global economic power. Now it extends its reach to key trade routes. The new canal is part of a larger plan, known as the Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI. This canal shows China's long-term vision, a vision of interconnected global trade. The sheer scale of this project is staggering. $50 billion is a vast sum of money. The engineering challenges will be immense. Building such a canal requires precision. The world will be watching its progress. The Panama Canal is a historic marvel. For over a century it has served the world. Connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, it dramatically shortened shipping journeys. Ships no longer needed the long Cape Horn route. This saved time, fuel, and money. It opened in 1914, a triumph of engineering for its time. Its importance cannot be overstated, a vital link in global commerce. Thousands of ships pass through it each year, around 13,000 to 14,000 vessels. This represents about 5 to 6% of all global trade that travels by sea. The United States is its biggest user. Many American goods pass through its locks. Panama itself relies on the canal. Canal revenue is key to its economy. Recently, the Panama Canal has faced challenges. Climate change is a growing concern. Droughts have caused low water levels. This affects Gatun Lake, vital for the locks. China's reasons for this new canal are many. It is about economics, certainly, but also about strategy and global influence. China is the world's factory, a major trader. It needs reliable shipping routes for its goods. Having more options reduces risk. It avoids over-reliance on any single passage. This new canal offers such an alternative. It could also be cheaper for Chinese ships, a strategic move for a trading giant. Geopolitics plays a very significant role. Control over trade routes means power. The United States has long influenced key channels. China wants to balance this influence. Building its own canal is a direct way to assert its presence in maritime affairs. This project aligns with its Belt and Road Initiative, connecting Asia, Africa, and Europe, and now reaching into Latin America. It's about shaping future global networks. The United States is watching this development. It is watching with considerable concern. The Panama Canal is strategically important for American trade and security. For many years the U.S. controlled it. Even now, it remains the primary user. A new Chinese-backed canal changes the picture. It could diminish U.S. influence in the region. Washington sees this as a strategic challenge, a challenge that needs a careful response. Former President Donald Trump, now back in office, has expressed strong views on this matter. He spoke of wanting to regain U.S. control over the Panama Canal itself. He accused Panama of high fees and alleged secret Chinese influence there. These comments caused alarm in Panama and highlighted U.S. anxieties. The current administration is also wary of China's growing maritime footprint. U.S. officials are worried about several things. One is the military aspect of such a canal. Could it be used by China's Navy? Could it give China a strategic foothold? These are questions being asked in Washington. There are also economic concerns. A new canal could divert trade away from U.S.-friendly routes, or impact American port competitiveness. The U.S. is keen to maintain its influence. Shifting currents, how a new canal could reshape trade. A new major canal will undoubtedly shift trade. Global shipping patterns could change significantly. Currently, routes are well established. Ships choose paths based on cost and time. The Panama Canal offers a key shortcut between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. China's new canal would offer another option. This competition could be very healthy. It might lead to lower transit fees and better services for shipping lines. The impact will depend on several factors. One is the location of the new canal, its efficiency, and its toll charges. If it is significantly cheaper or faster for certain routes, ships will divert. This could affect ports that rely on current routes. Some ports might see less traffic. Others, near the new canal, could boom. It will redraw the map of maritime logistics, a complex calculation for the industry. Consider the journey from Asia to the U.S. East Coast or from Asia to Europe. These are some of the busiest trade lanes. The Panama Canal is a popular choice here. So is the Suez Canal in Egypt. Panama's predicament navigating big power rivalry. For Panama, this new canal presents a dilemma. The Panama Canal is central to its identity and to its national economy. Revenue from the canal is substantial, it forms a good percentage of its GDP. A new competing canal is a direct threat, it could reduce traffic and income. This is a major concern for Panama's leaders and for its people. They face an uncertain future. Panama has also been navigating complex relations with both the United States and China. The US is a long-standing, powerful partner. China is a growing economic force. Panama was the first Latin American nation to join China's Belt and Road Initiative. This happened in 2017, after switching ties from Taiwan to China. However, things have recently shifted again. Panama has now reportedly exited the BRI. This decision to leave the BRI is significant. It came after a meeting with U.S. officials. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio was involved. Panama denied U.S. influence in this choice. But China reacted strongly to this news. Beijing accused Washington of interference. This shows the delicate path Panama walks, caught between two global giants. The new Chinese canal elsewhere adds pressure. Panama must now think how to compete. The geopolitical chessboard maritime power plays. This new canal is more than just concrete. It is more than just water and locks. It is a major move on the global chessboard, a clear signal of shifting power dynamics. Maritime routes are the arteries of global trade. Controlling or influencing them means leverage. China is asserting itself as a key player in shaping these vital maritime highways. This challenges the long-standing arrangements where Western powers often held more sway. The United States sees this as part of a pattern. China is expanding its influence globally through infrastructure projects and investments. The Belt and Road Initiative is a key example, though as we saw with Panama, it faces headwinds. Chinese companies also operate ports worldwide, including at both ends of the Panama Canal. This presence near strategic choke points worries some in the US and among its allies. They fear potential dual use for military purposes. The response from other nations will be varied. Some countries may welcome China's investment, especially if it brings economic benefits. It could lead to new alignments and partnerships. Other nations might share US concerns. Future tides. Charting the new era of sea lanes. The future of maritime trade looks dynamic. China's new canal initiative is a big part of this changing landscape. It promises more choice for shipping lines and potentially lower costs for consumers. But it also brings new uncertainties and new geopolitical complexities to manage. The world's reliance on sea lanes is immense. Over 80% of goods travel by ship, so these changes affect everyone. We could see a rebalancing of global routes. If the new Chinese canal is successful, it will draw traffic towards its sphere. This could benefit countries along its path and create new economic centers of gravity. The Panama Canal will need to adapt to maintain its relevance and market share. This might involve further upgrades or new pricing models to compete effectively. Innovation will be crucial for survival. Climate change will continue to be a factor, as seen with the Panama Canal's water issues. Future canals must be designed with resilience. Resilience to droughts, storms, and rising seas. Sustainability will also be a selling point. Canals that offer greener transit options may attract more environmentally conscious shippers. This is an area where competition could drive progress. Regional economic ripples. The economic impact of China's new canal on neighboring countries could be profound. As trade routes shift, nations along the canal's path may stand to gain significantly. Ports in these countries could see increased traffic, leading to job creation and infrastructure development. For example, smaller economies might experience a boom in logistics and transportation sectors. Local businesses could benefit from smoother access to global markets, fostering growth and innovation. Additionally, the influx of foreign investment to develop these ports and related infrastructure can stimulate broader economic activities. However, these changes aren't without challenges. Increased competition could pressure existing trade hubs to adapt quickly. Countries not directly on the new routes might need to rethink their strategies to stay competitive. Environmental considerations will also play a role. As neighboring countries ramp up their infrastructure, they must balance economic growth with sustainable practices to ensure long-term benefits. In summary, while the canal promises significant economic opportunities, it also brings a set of challenges that neighboring countries must navigate carefully. The ripple effect of this massive project could reshape regional economies, creating new centers of prosperity and innovation. Environmental considerations and challenges. While the economic prospects of China's new canal project are promising, the environmental implications cannot be ignored. Constructing a massive canal will inevitably disrupt local ecosystems. Wetlands and forests may be at risk, with potential impacts on biodiversity. Water resources could also be affected, altering the natural flow and availability for both wildlife and human communities. Furthermore, increased maritime traffic could lead to higher levels of pollution. Ports and surrounding areas might experience an uptick in air and water contaminants, necessitating robust environmental regulations and monitoring systems. The challenge lies in balancing rapid economic development with sustainable practices. Climate change adds another layer of complexity. Rising sea levels and more frequent extreme weather events could impact the canal's long-term viability. Planners must incorporate adaptive measures to mitigate these risks and ensure the canal's resilience. Local communities may also face displacement and changes in their way of life. It's crucial to engage these communities in the planning process to address their concerns and ensure that development benefits are equitably shared. In conclusion, while the canal project holds substantial economic promise, it brings significant environmental challenges that must be addressed. By adopting sustainable practices and involving local stakeholders, it is possible to create a balance between development and environmental stewardship. The success of this canal will depend not just on its economic impact, but on how well it navigates these environmental challenges. As we transition from the environmental challenges, it's essential to delve into the geopolitical implications of China's ambitious canal project. The creation of a new maritime route could significantly alter the balance of power on the global stage. China's strategic positioning in the global maritime network will be strengthened, potentially challenging existing maritime powers. The canal could serve as a critical choke point, giving China substantial leverage over international trade routes. This newfound influence may also extend to regional politics, as neighboring countries could find themselves increasingly reliant on China's infrastructure and economic policies. Moreover, the canal project could exacerbate existing tensions between China and other major powers, particularly the United States. The U.S. has traditionally maintained a dominant presence in global sea lanes, and a new canal could be perceived as a direct challenge to its influence. This might lead to an intensification of the already complex geopolitical rivalry between these two superpowers. Additionally, the canal could shift alliances and economic partnerships. Countries that benefit from the new route may realign their political and economic strategies to favor China, potentially at the expense of their relationships with other global powers. This realignment could lead to a more multipolar world where power is distributed among several influential nations, rather than being concentrated in a few. China's investment in the canal also signifies its broader ambitions within the Belt and Road Initiative, aiming to create a vast network of trade routes connecting Asia, Africa, and Europe. This initiative, combined with the canal, could enhance China's role as a global economic leader, further reshaping the geopolitical landscape. In conclusion, while the canal promises significant economic benefits, it also introduces complex geopolitical dynamics. The global community will need to navigate these changes carefully to maintain stability and foster cooperative international relations. The true impact of this canal will unfold over time, as the world adapts to the new realities it brings. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the far-reaching implications of China's canal project in our next segment. As we look ahead, the future of China's ambitious canal project is filled with potential developments and significant challenges. The canal is poised to become a pivotal element in global trade, potentially revolutionizing maritime routes and economic dynamics. However, this transformation will not come without its hurdles. One of the key developments to watch is how the canal will integrate with China's broader Belt and Road Initiative. This vast network of trade routes aims to connect Asia, Africa, and Europe, and the canal could serve as a crucial link in this chain. The successful integration of the canal with other infrastructure projects will be vital for maximizing its economic impact. Yet, the canal's success will largely depend on the geopolitical landscape. As China strengthens its maritime influence, it may face increased scrutiny and opposition from other global powers, particularly the United States. The canal could become a focal point for geopolitical tensions, requiring careful diplomacy to navigate the complex web of international relations. Environmental challenges also loom large. Constructing and maintaining such a massive infrastructure project will necessitate innovative solutions to minimize ecological impact. The global community will need to monitor the canal's environmental footprint and advocate for sustainable practices. Furthermore, regional economic ripples will continue to emerge. Neighboring countries may experience shifts in trade patterns and economic dependencies, leading to new alliances, and potentially altering the regional balance of power. These changes will require adaptive strategies from governments and businesses alike. In conclusion, the canal represents a bold vision for the future of global trade, but it also introduces a host of challenges that must be addressed. The coming years will reveal how effectively China and the international community can manage these developments, ensuring that the canal's benefits are maximized while mitigating its risks. As we chart this new era, the world will be watching closely to see how this ambitious project unfolds. Stay with us as we continue to explore the intricacies and impacts of China's canal project in future updates.